He's asked, what if we can't get that 500K? What does that mean?
So as an investor, so I'm putting myself in an investor shoe right now. This is you're pitching to me. So if you're asking for 500, and let's say right now you have 100,000 of it already committed. So I'll give you another 100. You're not even halfway there yet. What happens if you don't get to the full 500? From me as an investor.
For me, capital is really just for velocity. It's just the speed of it and like being able to build it much faster and building a very remarkable product sooner. Other than that, it'll take a little bit longer and possibly we'll probably go through other ways of building the product. Maybe like non-capital, so
Non-diluted.
it'll take more time to find people who are just really passionate about this, who want to be on the team.
Okay.
Capital just helps provide capital
speed it up?
speed. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
And then, so the other thing to get to your 3 million is 17,000 annual users.
Annual
We're
paying.
guessing at $15
Yeah.
a license.
Yep.
So similar question. What's your break-even point of you need to get to? Is it 10,000 users? Is it 17,000 at $12 a license?
And are you talking about for profitability sake?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we'd have
Or
to
viability
We
state.
need about 3,000 users to make back the money to pay anyone who invest in us back. We need 3,000 users. So it goes from that 17K down to 3,000 users.
So that kind of gets to the point of my question is I give you $100,000. How am I going to make sure that I at least get my $100,000 back?
We
And
need
what's your investor hold period?
Right, so we need to model out the data usage for the users because data is really going to be our main expense
Okay.
when it comes to like, COGS. So I have to calculate that for you.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of
Yeah.
questions that might be coming up from an investor.
These are
pitching too.
really good questions.
Yeah. So
One of the things that we want from a data use is just to really, Elon's really good known for it, but just optimizing everything, just costs of like, just the software in general.
That's what we're hosting right now on YouTube, a lot of the videos and a lot of the content, is because like we don't want to incur that cost right now. Just because like even though we know that's part of our intellectual property that we would want to sell and offer, right now we're offering it off for free so that it can be hosted and we're not having to pay that cost.
right. Yep. Okay. All right. Were there other questions that I asked that you wanted to record?
I think that was probably you were just digging into you started digging into that
Okay.
into this because this is important though. This is like I feel like this is coming like this
Yeah, these types of questions.
this types of questions because like we're ideating on the product and then we'll be launching. He wants to launch in August, like mid-August, because that's like when school starts.
Okay.
Ideally, the first day of fall is actually September 21st. So we'll be starting, like, actually going to market on the 20th.
Also take into account
September.
that there's companies like Canva, they take 2-3 years to launch.
Mhm.
They take a long time to build their MVP,
Right.
just because they build such a solid platform.
Right. So you're
I'm not saying
looking.
that we're gonna do that. But
So you're looking more for a speed to market MVP that you can.
It's data.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Right.
We can launch it. We can get some data. We can. But
We
then
don't want to
build
make
it
too
from
much
there.
noise though, because you know that there are large incumbents that we want to avoid alerting.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that's why we're doing the beachhead marketing,
Gotcha.
especially within Georgia specific counties.
Yep. Okay. All right. Cool. What's the hold period for my investment?
these are great questions.
You don't have to answer now. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing out questions. So yeah.
So hold period. What does that mean?
So, are you asking me to give you $100,000 for 3 years, for a year? What's my payback period? Do I get equity in the company? How do I get paid back and when?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good question. In terms of what we would be doing initially, like are looking for that 500K angel round. We're going based off of like kind of what a lot of the tech accelerators and tech accelerators offer.
Mhm.
So it's typically 7% at $125,000. And the
YC.
this is YC specifically.
Okay.
Techstars Atlanta does something similar. It's 100K for 7%. It seems to be it's right around 100K for 7%
Okay.
initially starting out.
Yep.
And then if you choose to take the other, let's say 350,000, 325,000, that additional amount is like at a uncapped MFN save, where like if our next evaluation round, let's say if we're going from 5 million, we go to 15 million. and you gave us that $375,000. Then we're taking that $375,000, dividing it by 15 million. So 3 divided by 15 million. And you are now getting not only that 7% that you gave us for that 125, but you're also getting an additional 2.5%
Okay.
off that next value of capital ratio.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And then, what do you think your valuation is going to be? What's your goal valuation in the next year to 3 years?
Ideally, I don't want to pull a number out of my ass, so I'm gonna have
Most
to think
likely,
about this.
what I think of is be close to arbitrary.
You have to give him real numbers. He's an investor.
Yeah.
I'd confidently say, you said 3. I fundamentally believe you're unicorns. That's 1 billion within 10 years.
I would say yeah, it's $1 billion. Yeah.
Yeah, within
Okay.
10 years. But if you would say 3 years, say half a bill.
In 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. I could see a half a bill of values for 3 years.
That market cap doesn't make sense based off what we're asking, what we're going to be raising ARR wise. I would say it would probably be worth closer to 50 million, 50 to 75 million.
Let him talk. No, I'm kidding. No, and again, you know,
These are good
Yeah.
questions to
wildly
really,
different numbers. So skinny that down.
So don't we? Okay, so let's say if I'm saying 10x though, right? That 3 million at a 10x
Mhm.
rate, if we're going to sell,
Right.
right? That would assume that we can't value ourselves at a, I don't know, $500 million, right? Not to say that we shouldn't be,
Right,
but it would really
right.
depend on how much our ARR is at the time, right?
Yep.
So in 3 years, let's say we have us, we have Texas, and we have California. Let's say we have that in the next 3 years.
I believe we can
Then
go
we'd be at-
faster than that.
This is also based on a $15, $20 subscription.
Yeah, we could increase that rate too.
So that,
Right.
and you said that was
There's a lot of variables to assume.
Yeah.
Um, I think we can move much faster than those 3 states within 3 years.
So maybe what you could do is you could say, look, going conservative, we think we'll be at this valuation, but if we can accelerate and we can do X, Y, Z, the upside potential is this.
Right, a spectrum.
Yeah. Mhm.
We should always kind of point for worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, go super conservative. So, because as soon as people see numbers,
Yeah.
so like I'm going to remember 3 million.
Yeah.
So I won't remember what it was,
Yeah.
but I remember seeing 3 million. So,
Yeah.
and that's just boards and investors. So,
100%.
yep.
So we need to test the market and actually see the price points that people would actually,
Hey.
yeah, where they actually complain but they still pay just because it has that value.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Any other questions before we? There's another document we need to pull up. Is there
Oh.
any other questions you have?
Nope.
Can you tab over one?
You want to keep? Are we still recording? Or
I think we are still recording. We don't have. We can have
Pause
to.
it?
Yeah, you can pause it.